This is a story that has two parts. The first is a Bible story. The second part's a real thing that happened 40 years ago. Here's the Bible part. Once upon a time, before almost anything else had happened, everyone in the world spoke the same language and got together and decided to build a gigantic tower, a tower so tall that it would reach into heaven. It's not so clear why they wanted to build this tower, but long story short, God noticed it, hated it, and said, if this is how they've started to act, then nothing will be out of their reach. Now, the most interesting part is what happens next. You see, God doesn't stop the tower by hitting everyone with lightning or turning all the bricks back into sand. Instead, God does something unexpected. God scrambles language itself, turning the one universal language into many languages like we have today. This made cooperation pretty difficult. The Bible says that everyone eventually just gave up and left. The end, says the Bible, and that's the last we hear about the tower. As stories go, it's a pretty terrible ending. Well, maybe that's because it's not the real ending after all. Maybe there's a better ending. A much better ending. An ending so good that it'll give you goosebumps just to think about it. To understand the real ending, you have to remember that people might have stopped building the Tower of Babel, but they never stopped building towers, and they certainly never stopped trying to reach the heavens, or, as we now sometimes call it, space. These days, we're constantly climbing into heaven with our rockets and our space stations, and the highest climbers of all, the very farthest we've ever climbed, are a pair of satellites by the name of Voyager, launched in 1977. Right now, the Voyager satellites are so high up that they're not even in our solar system, and they're traveling so fast that they'll be the highest human-made objects basically forever. The people who created Voyager knew what they were making, and because they knew, they attached to the satellites a golden record containing sounds and music from all over planet Earth, just in case aliens found the satellites and wanted to know a little bit about who we are. Now here's the amazing part. On those golden records, speeding higher and higher into heaven, from now until the end of time, are recordings of people saying hello in 55 human languages, as a symbol of what it means to be us, of what it means to be human, because our human languages don't divide us. They're what let us reach the heavens in the first place. When we read the tower story in the Bible, maybe we should imagine ourselves speaking to God and saying, you thought that language would stop us from building, but it has only made us build better. A people with one language can build a tower, but a people with a multitude of languages can journey to the stars, and nothing will ever again be out of our reach.
Silema Chemen, Oiknis Poteste Chairete.
Paz e felicidade a todos.
Shalom.